So in this video, we're going to go over basically how to use the Fresh Donee app. So quickly, you just go ahead and open it, Fresh Donee. You'll see a short splash page with the logo followed by the login screen. Here there's a registration button, so if you haven't already registered, you can input your first name, last name, email, phone number, password, and your associate organization and click register. Afterwards, the food bank or administrator will have to confirm you, screen you, and then you'll be approved for use of the app. You can always click the back button at the top left of any screen to go to the previous page. If you ever forget your password, you can go ahead and click Forget Password, use the email that you registered with, and you'll get a form detailing how to reset your password. So I'll go ahead and log in. The email is not case sensitive, however the password is, so please be careful. You can also remember me if you don't want to log in every single time you open the app. I'll leave it unchecked for now. When you sign in, it'll take a few seconds to load basically all the available foods in the area and download the images. The home screen shows all the available foods in the area that you can claim right now. We have a few test objects, a panini, lasagna, a water bottle, celery, and a lot of other foods. When you figure out what food you want to claim, if any, you can go ahead and click the food item, and it'll open a detailed screen about the particular donation. This is a picture of lasagna, and some images it'll show a bigger version, but in this case it won't because it's already the screen width. But if you click the image, it'll show a screen with just a particular image. Later you'll be able to even zoom in and look at a more detailed version of it. Now back to the item screen. So here you can see description of the item, leftover from the day lasagna, details, a weight of 5 pounds and it's not being perishable, as well as a location. If you want to know where that is relative to you, you can go ahead and click Open Maps. It'll open Google Maps on your phone and detail exactly just where that is. And if you want, you can see how long it would take by navigating to it. We'll get out of here for now. It also shows when it was offered. So for example, this was offered 46 days ago because it was an example item. However, most items will be offered in a pretty relatively recent time. After a while, they'll actually vanish from the screen because it's probably been too long that they've been unclaimed. Once you decide you do want this item, you can click Claim at the bottom of the screen. It'll process your claim and it'll tell you that you've claimed that item. Once you've done so and you go back, the item will no longer be on the screen. Notice the lasagna is gone. That's because you've claimed it. Also a note about the screen, if you're on it for some extended period of time and you think some food might have been added while you've been on the screen, you can click the refresh button on the upper right corner to refresh. Clearly, no new food has been added. Now, if we click this button, it opens up a side panel where you can view a lot of additional information. If I click History, for example, I can view all of the foods that I've claimed in the past. So for example, I can see the lasagna that I just claimed. If you click any of these items, you'll see the information you previously saw when you claimed the item, as well as some additional information. So I can see all the info that I previously saw, as well as the donor who donated it. I can see their name, their phone number, and should I choose to, I can call them for inquiries about the particular food. An additional portion of this is the dispatch portion. If you click dispatch, you have the option to dispatch volunteers from your organization. If you click Dispatch All, it'll send a notification to all registered volunteers that this food is available for pickup. If you know a volunteer is in a particular area, or you want a particular volunteer to get it, clicking the Select Volunteer option will allow you to send a particular volunteer to pick up the food. These are all the volunteers from my organization, so I can select Kevin and Jackie and make sure they pick up the food by clicking Dispatch Selected. Now we'll go ahead and go back. Additionally, in the panel is Settings. This is pretty straightforward. Your first and last name, which you cannot change because you were screened during this process, your email, which can change, your password, which is up to you, as well as your phone number, which can change. Your organization is also locked because your organization and you were screened when you registered for the app, so you cannot change this without contacting the food bank. You can turn on and off push notifications. Basically, when a food is offered in your search radius, you'll get a notification on your phone saying a new food is available. If you feel like you're getting these too often, you can go ahead and turn that feature off to not get notifications. If it is on, however, your app will search for food within the particular range designated in the search radius, anywhere from 1 mile to 50 miles away. You can save changes, or if you go back without saving your changes and they're modified, the app will notify you. I'll choose not to save my changes. Lastly is the volunteers section. Here you can manage all volunteers associated with your organization. For example, you can see the 4 volunteers we saw earlier on my dispatch screen here: Jackie, Kevin, Martin, and Steven. If you want to know more information about a particular volunteer, simply click their name. It'll show you their name, email, and phone number. You can also call them immediately should you choose to do that. The red X at the top right allows you to delete that volunteer from your organization if they ever quit. I won't delete Steven. If you go back, you also have the option to add a volunteer by clicking the plus sign at the top right. There's two options for this. You can add them by email if they've already registered with Fresh, or you can give your potential volunteers this code. This code is something that the volunteers can input when they register with Fresh, and that'll automatically tie them to your organization. This is a more streamlined way to add volunteers instead of you having to manually add all volunteers by email, and makes it easy for organizations with large staffs of volunteers. That pretty much sums up all the usage of the Fresh Donee app. The last remaining thing is to log out when you're done. That's it.